Ron Howard, a man whose name is synonymous with Hollywood success, carries a story few truly understand. He is the child actor who became Opie Taylor and Richie Cunningham, beloved figures etched into American culture. Yet behind those smiles lies a childhood consumed by the demands of an industry indifferent to innocence. Cameras captured fame, but they could not capture the quiet costs, stolen play, early responsibilities, and the isolation of growing up in the glare of spotlights. His story is not one of effortless triumph, but of resilience and survival, shaped in the crucible of Hollywood itself. Early life in Duncan, Oklahoma. Born Ronald William Howard on March 1, 1954, in Duncan, Oklahoma, Ron entered a world shaped by working actors Rance and Gene Howard. Their lives were defined by fluctuating paychecks, hope carried more often than belongings, and dreams pursued relentlessly. Before he could form complete sentences, the shadow of cameras already loomed over him. Every step, every laugh, every small moment of childhood was filtered through studio expectations. By 18 months, his days were not measured in play, but in call sheets and lighting cues, setting a pattern where the industry's needs would often outweigh the natural rhythm of growing up. Life under the studio lights. When the Howards moved to California in the mid-1950s, Ron's world became tightly bound to the television industry. Classrooms were trailers behind sound stages, lessons drowned in smoke and noise. Crew members' arguments, propsmen's drinking, and studio chaos replaced playground laughter. Even the simplest experiences like bathroom use became lessons he absorbed far too early. The lights and cameras, dazzling to some, cast a cold glare for a child. By the time he became Opie Taylor on the Andy Griffith Show, the boy America adored had already learned to navigate a world where childhood was secondary to the machine of entertainment. The burden of childhood fame. By the age of 6, America knew his face. But fame, while offering security and applause, brought isolation. Schoolmates saw Opie, not Ron. Teasing and public humiliation created wounds that lingered. Simple mistakes were magnified like wetting his pants under relentless taunts. Acting alongside icons like Shirley Jones in The Music Man, he faced fears that few adults could understand. Behind every smile was anxiety, every performance a test of endurance. The recognition that should have brought joy instead carried the weight of expectation, locking him into roles that defined his public identity while constraining his personal growth. The cage of Mayberry. Filming. The Andy Griffith Show was both a privilege and a trap. California law required him to study 3 hours a day, but his peers were colleagues, not companions. He missed baseball games, recess, and ordinary childhood camaraderie. The set became a golden cage, safe, yet confining. Even the end of filming didn't bring relief. Isolation followed him home. Every moment outside the studio reminded him that he existed for the entertainment of others, not himself. This duality, beloved publicly but lonely privately, shaped his adolescence and instilled a determination that would later define his career. Adolescence and identity struggles. The fame of childhood made Ron painfully self-conscious as he approached adolescence. By 13, the image of Opie Taylor clung to him with relentless force. He feared he could never escape it. Casting directors appreciated him, yet he was too recognizable to transform into anything else. A compliment became a curse. America won't let go of that boy. He struggled to explore identity, friendships, and adolescence while under the glare of public expectation. Yet, within these struggles, he cultivated resilience. Defiance and self-reliance became tools to survive, shaping a young man capable of transforming hardship into creative strength. Breaking away. The Monroes and beyond. At 13, Ron found a glimmer of freedom with the Monroes, a chance to shed Opie's innocence and experiment with new roles. Yet, when the show was canceled after 26 episodes, he internalized failure, blaming himself for circumstances beyond control. Hollywood's judgment seemed final. Each setback reminded him that early success came at a cost, the illusion of choice, the pressure to perform, and the constant evaluation of worth. These experiences were lessons in perseverance, teaching Ron that survival in the industry required not just talent, but relentless determination and the courage to redefine himself repeatedly. College and a new vision. At the University of Southern California's School of Cinematic Arts, Ron discovered an alternative path. No longer in front of cameras, he studied film itself, storytelling, structure, emotion. Here, he reclaimed agency over his life and craft. The boy, trapped by public expectation, began imagining a future where he directed narrative instead of being consumed by it. This education was transformative. It gave him perspective and the tools to craft meaningful work. The transition from actor to filmmaker allowed him to channel early pain into creativity, reshaping his identity from Opie Taylor into a master storyteller who could command the scope of entire productions. Directorial breakthroughs. Ron Howard's directorial debut, Night Shift in 1982, marked the beginning of a new era. Though modest in returns, it demonstrated his ability to command a set and shape performances. Subsequent hits like Splash, 1984, and Cocoon, 1985, solidified his reputation. In 1985, he co-founded Imagine Entertainment with Brian Grazer, establishing an empire that married financial success with artistic ambition. Each film was a step in reclaiming control, proving that early fame did not define his creative limits. Success, however, brought its own pressures. The fear of failure and the expectation to continually surpass previous achievements weighed heavily. The price of success. As Howard's career soared with hits like Apollo 13 and A Beautiful Mind, he discovered that professional triumph could not shield him from personal challenges. His mother Jean's health declined, his father Rance faced heart problems, and his brother Clint struggled with addiction. Hollywood accolades could not protect him from these intimate storms. The juxtaposition of external success and internal struggle underscored the complexity of his journey. Despite box office records and awards, Ron experienced profound isolation. The story of survival became as essential as the story told on screen, revealing that achievement in art or commerce cannot replace the human need for family, love, and connection. Family and legacy. Today, Ron Howard and Cheryl Howard share more than 50 years of marriage. Their 4 children, Bryce Dallas, twins Paige and Jocelyn, and Reed, anchor his life. Bryce has become an acclaimed actress and director, carrying forward a creative legacy, while the twins and youngest son offer grounding presence. Together, the family celebrates ordinary joys lost during Ron's early fame, shared meals, laughter, and simple daily rituals. These relationships testify to survival and continuity, illustrating that the life once consumed by industry machinery now revolves around love, care, and shared experience rather than fame and performance. Philanthropy and giving back. Beyond family, Ron has committed himself to quietly giving back. Scholarships for art students, funding for children's hospitals, support for veterans, and grants for young filmmakers reflect a life shaped by empathy. These efforts are deliberate, private, and consistent, reflecting values instilled by his parents. Unlike Hollywood accolades, these contributions are not publicized but serve as lasting impact, demonstrating that real success includes generosity. In this way, he transforms the hardships of his own early life into opportunity for others, bridging gaps and nurturing futures that might otherwise be overlooked. Present life and reflection. Now 71, Ron Howard enjoys a life defined by calm and intention. His wealth, nearly $200 million, represents decades of labor, smart investments, and creative legacy, but it is measured less by numbers than by stability and peace. His estates in Greenwich and Los Angeles are private retreats, spaces for family, reflection, and quiet enjoyment. He moves through days marked by simplicity, morning walks with Cheryl, script reading without deadlines, weekends with grandchildren. These are the moments he values most, reclaiming the childhood and intimacy lost to early fame, finally living the life that had once been postponed by Hollywood's relentless demands. Conclusion: survival as triumph. Ron Howard's story is a testament to endurance. From a child consumed by the machinery of fame to a filmmaker commanding international acclaim, his journey reveals the cost of success and the quiet power of persistence. Fame and wealth are secondary to the survival, love, and connection he has cultivated. Each loss, each struggle, each late-night edit, and each family dinner reflects resilience. He stands as proof that true greatness is measured not in accolades or fortune, but in the courage to endure, the generosity to give back, and the wisdom to cherish life's fleeting, irreplaceable moments.